Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Prajakta Kulkarni. I am the Assistant Director of the Learner Acquisition side here at the Northeastern University. With me, I have Katie Friedman, who is the Success Manager for this program, and I have Morari, who is one of our current students in the Masters of Science in Data Analytics Engineering. We are really pleased to have you all here with us. We have a short presentation going over information regarding the program, how to apply, and then we will also have opportunity for some question and answer at the end. But let's go ahead and get started. So with us, we have, as I mentioned myself, we have Katie and Morari, but we also have a few other folks on our team that aren't with us here today. We have Lauren Redman, who is the program manager. We have Tyler Sonnenberg, who is the director of learner acquisition. And then we have Tom LeBron from the Coursera side. He is here to help support any questions that you have regarding the application as well. Quick overview of our agenda. We have the program overview. We'll talk about degree requirements and support. We'll jump into admissions requirements, questions about admissions, and then, as I mentioned, we'll have time at the end for Q&A. But you can also drop in any questions you have in the Q&A portion throughout this presentation, and we will be monitoring that. So our MS in Data Analytics Engineering is housed within the College of Engineering here at Northeastern University. And we will go into a little bit more detail about the curriculum and what career paths you can take at the end of this MS in Data Analytics Engineering. With that being said, I'm going to pass it over to Katie, who's going to tell you a little bit more about the curriculum.
Yeah, nice to meet you, everyone. We're so glad you're here joining us today. So for the DAE curriculum, there's 5 core classes and then 3 elective courses. So what that means is to earn your Master's of Science in Data Analytics Engineering, you'll take 8 courses. Each course is 4 credits, so you'll work towards 32 credits to earn your master's degree. Core courses means they're required, so you have to take Foundations for Data Analytics Engineering and everything in that second column there. And then the elective courses, you pick the 3 that you want to take. For different learners, this can mean different things. For some learners, they want to progress in the quickest time frame, and so they might pick their electives based on the course offerings that semester. For other learners, they might have a content area that they're like, ooh, I really want to make sure I take this. And so they might space their learning out a little differently to make sure they get the electives they need. But learners can take 1 to 2 courses per semester. So I would say about half of our learners do 1 course a semester, half do 2 courses a semester. And then so you can progress to graduation as quick as 4 semesters or as long as 8 semesters. And we certainly have learners that do a mix of that. Maybe they start with 1 class, then move to 2, start with 2, and then go down to 1 and change as life happens. But that's a little bit about the curriculum for our classes, and we'll come back later to talk about what kind of a week might look like and what might some of the classes look like that you would take. But I'm going to turn it over now, and I'm going to let our learner introduce himself. And Murari, if you would just tell us a little bit about yourself, and particularly, why did you choose this program? What drew you to the Masters of Science in Data Analytics Engineering at Northeastern?
Sure. Thank you so much. Thank you for giving this opportunity. I'm Murari Guragin. I'm here, a graduate student currently pursuing a master's in data analytics engineering in Northeastern University. So previously I worked as a software engineer for a company and manual tester for some companies. And at that time, I was given some data side. I was responsible for the data, especially in SQL. So at that time, I had some of the challenges. So to recover these challenges, I started thinking about the further education. So I decided to go into data analytics. So this program especially is a blend or combination of technical skills in programming, machine learning, and data visualization. So which would be a perfect fit for someone with a diverse academic background. So also, this will be a stepping stone toward my ultimate goal of PhD in data analytics as well. So that's why I just chose this program.
And tell us, what is one thing or a few things that you've enjoyed about the program so far, being in it?
Well, there are so many things we are learning. We have been learning. So the first thing is this is online program, which I was looking for that I liked must, and it has become possible to have a degree by staying with my family as we are working family. So this is perfect for us. And the second thing is it has diverse courses that allow us to take in all different areas of data analytics. In particular, the the classes that allowed us to dive into machine learning, data visualization, and optimization. Those that I enjoyed. And the third is the teamwork and collaboration through this program. So such an experience with students of a diverse background from the different part of the world, uh, that helps in increasing problem solving skills
Yeah.
and widens our scope of on how data analytics can be used across various disciplines. So these are the things I like most.
Awesome. I think you said a few things I just want to point out to others listening to us. A lot of our learners are, adult learners. So
Right.
they may be balancing a job and they're balancing, family or pets or plants as they're doing their degree. So if that's you, you'll be in
Yeah.
good company with a lot of our other learners here. And then the diversity of courses. We're really trying to give learners a breadth of all the different things of data analytics engineering. So you at least have a base knowledge of kind of the different areas that you might go in there. You
Right.
had talked about, learning different skills. What's one skill that you've learned so far that you're excited to use? What's something that's really excited you in a field that's, always changing?
Of course. Yeah. There are so many things we are still learning, and we are half of the way to go. So we have a lot of stuff to do. And one major thing is Python is the basic programming language we have to learn for the entire program, as I think. So besides that, one skill that I have learned so far is that I'm excited to use linear programming for optimization. This is I like must. This knowledge has practical applications not only in the professional settings but also in our everyday life. So first, for instance, I look forward to using optimization techniques to plan efficiently, like in grocery shopping, for for even for tasks like selecting the perfect birthday gift for my children as well. So these are the things we can use this linear programming for optimization.
Okay. I'm gonna need you to come help me with that. That would be great if you could optimize my grocery
Yeah.
shopping. That'd be perfect. Perfect. Projected, do you mind going to the next slide for us for a moment? And so in addition to, being a better gift giver and being more efficient at grocery shopping, these
Right.
are some different careers that we have, our learners prepared for. So obviously you can do a lot of things with data analytics engineering, and it cuts across industries, right? We need data analytics engineerings in the fashion industry, in the commerce industry, and everywhere. But the majority of our learners will look to go into either being a data analyst, a data scientist, or a data engineer. And so when I talked about the robust curriculum, the courses you decide to take on that elective side might vary a little bit depending which one of these roles interests you most. But any of these roles would be possible with the master's degree that you would be getting here at Northeastern in data analytics engineering.
Right.
Perfect. Program support. So the programs are online and they are asynchronous. And what I mean by that is you don't have to log in at a certain time for class, right? You're not coming in on Tuesday at 7 p.m. But we do still offer a variety of support. So you have an administration team. So that'd be me and my supervisor, Lauren Redmond. And so we're your go-to people. If you have a question, if you can't figure something out, come to me and I will help you navigate that through the Northeastern system. You also have instructors. So our instructors are all faculty members at Northeastern. A lot of them have industry experience or are tenure track faculty with a variety of specialties. And so you get that instructor who's teaching the course. Every course also has teaching assistants. The amount of teaching assistants vary depending on the enrollment of a course, but these teaching assistants also hold office hours every week, so you can go and ask your questions, break down what problems you might be having. All of our teaching assistants have taken the courses you're taking already, so we know they have the content expertise to help you get through your learning. We also have a whole learning design team. So the learning design team works on the back end, but they make sure that the delivery of your course itself is a positive learning experience. And if there's hiccups, right, there's going to be hiccups sometimes, they help us fix that. So that way the delivery of the course is continuously better. And then since our courses are on the Coursera platform, you have 24/7 support from Coursera. So if I can't answer something at 2 a.m., someone from Coursera might be able to help you at 2 a.m. if there's a technical glitch going on there. So Mirari, I just wanted to ask you, what has support looked like for you in an online asynchronous program? What are things that you've been surprised or have worked well? Because I know an online program support can look different.
Right. Yeah, just like you said that there are so many channels, so many platforms that we can connect with any questions, any concerns. So everyone is ready to help 24 hours, 24/7, you can say. Yeah. But always there is a hiccups, as you said, but immediately, as soon as possible, that will be fixed by the expert team. So the professors have been highly accessible through various channels like emails, discussion boards, office hours as well. And they have been responsive to the questions, providing feedback on assignments and projects as well in timely manner. Except sometimes, like sometimes always, there is a technically sometimes there is exceptions. But as I feel till now, there is on time, so timely manner, their response is getting. So discussion forums, group projects, and collaboration tools have enabled us to connect with the classmates as well and share insights and solve problems together. So accessing to an academic advisors and success managers like Kitty, she's the one who gives the response immediately. I feel so. We are proud of being the student of the Northeastern. So these are the things we are getting the support. So I'm
Perfect.
very good. Yeah.
And Mirari had said two other things that I didn't touch on. Each course has discussion boards where you can ask questions as well. And then the
Right.
program as a whole has a Slack channel. So that way you can communicate with me or you can communicate with your fellow learners. That can be as simple as, hey, I'm struggling with homework assignment 2 in 6700. Is anyone else having issues? And that way you have that community to go there. Perfect. Do you mind going to the next slide, Projected? Thank you. And so I am the success manager for the College of Engineering programs. If I didn't say that in the beginning, my apologies. And so things that I will help you work through while you're in our program is planning your program of studies. So what courses are you going to take when? How do you register for those courses? Any questions about university policies? So maybe you need an accommodation. Maybe you want to be connected to the veteran student office. Maybe you want to get involved on campus because you are local. I will help you through those things. And then really, I'm just here to cheer you on. So from the moment you start the program until graduation, I'm the person that's going to be there to support you. And then we realize you're going to have life post-graduation too. And so part of my role is really trying to do some professional development and some sessions for our learners so they feel prepared when they leave Northeastern in whatever their next professional goal looks like. We talked a little about this, but we do have an onboarding course that all learners will go through in Coursera when they start. This will, one, get you familiar with the Coursera platform if you haven't used it before. And then two, it'll allow you to understand Northeastern policies and procedures that you want to know. And then we have the Slack workspace, and we do some different professional development events throughout. So we want learners to feel that they're building community, even in this online space where you might not be sitting next to your fellow learner. What might a week at a glance look like? It really depends on a week, right? And it depends on the course. But what I want to point out is even though our programs are asynchronous, they do follow a weekly schedule, which means that on Mondays, our new content is released, and then on Sundays, content is due. So every Monday, you can see kind of what the week's going to look like, and then your deadlines are that Sunday, with a few exceptions. Our courses follow Eastern Standard Time when it comes to deadlines, but good news is that Coursera will adjust to your time zone. So we have learners across the globe that do that. We have a variety of learners on the West Coast, and they just adapt to those. Coursera tells them what their timelines are. So no need to worry about that if you're not an Eastern Standard Time. And when it comes to our faculty office hours and things like that, we always try to hold them in the evening for Eastern Standard Time. So that way, even if you're on West Coast time, you can hopefully catch it because the end of your workday has passed. Every week, faculty hold office hours, TA hold office hours. And then you have assignments and readings that you'll work through on your own. So most learners say they spend 10 to 15 hours a week per course. So if you're in one course, that's 10 to 15 hours. If you're in two courses, we're looking at 20 to 30 hours. This, of course, can vary depending on the background you're bringing with you. If you have a very technical background in data analytics engineering, it might go towards the less hours. If this is a new field for you, it might be up, depending on that. Have you, Marari, office hours? What's something when you've attended that you have found positive either with a faculty or TA office hours? What's kind of been a positive point for you in attending office hours?
I
If you've
mean,
had to. Yeah.
can you repeat the questions once? I couldn't
Yeah.
hear.
Well,
Yes.
yep, for office hours, if you've attended a faculty or a TA office hours, what
Right.
has that experience been like? Is it that you're asking questions? Is it they're giving extra content? Just tell our learners what office hours might look like a little bit from your experience.
Oh yeah, they are great. We have different timings in for our office hours. So TAs are also great. They are giving some hints like help for homework assignments and projects, and yeah, I feel I feel very good all the
Great.
office hours. Yeah.
Great. I saw in the chat a learner asked about what does the course kind of assignments look like and projects. It really is course dependent. I would say most classes have projects, either individual projects or partner or group projects. Almost all courses have quizzes, and I would say about a third of our courses have exams. Exams meaning there's a midterm and there's a final exam. So it's about a third of our courses that have that.
Right.
Do you mind going to the next slide, projector? Perfect. And then what does a degree cost? So you're paying $3,000 per 4-credit course. You take 8 4-credit courses to go through the program. So you'll be looking at $24,000 for your degree. So that's what the cost and payment options. Northeastern does have payment plans where you can set up so your tuition is spread over the course of a semester and you're not having to pay all up front if that's of interest to you. And Northeastern also accepts credit cards as a payment method if that's something, if you're trying to get those points, that's an option for you as well. And time to degree, I talked about this a little earlier, but you can do your degree as quick as 16 months or as long as 32 months. So this program goes on full semester terms, which means there's a spring, summer, and fall semester. Each is 14 weeks. And so if you're doing 2 courses per semester, you would do 4 semesters, which would be 16 months. If you're doing 1 course per semester, it would be 32 months. We also do have learners who have to take a break. Maybe they're welcoming a family member or a baby. Maybe they're taking care of an aging parent. Maybe their workload has changed due to a career shift. So we also have learners who have to take a gap here or there, and we work with you to figure out what that looks like too. So you can really customize the time to degree. That's what's best for you, including if you have an employer who's willing to pay for your courses, but you can only take so many courses a calendar year based on that. We can make you a plan to make sure that you're using that benefit to the best of your ability. And I'm going to turn it back to Projecta now so she can talk about how you will apply.
Thank you so much, Katie. Again, my name is Prajakta Kulkarni. I am the Assistant Director of Learner Acquisition. So for the remainder of this info session, I will talk to you about the admissions pathways, what the FAST application is and how you submit it and how you can sign up for your spring semester classes. As far as the admissions pathways go, we have two different options for you. We have the traditional graduate application, or we also have the FAST performance-based application, which is what we're going to focus on for the remainder of this info session. So Northeastern's FAST app is our performance-based admissions process, and it allows you to skip the traditional application process, and with that, the traditional application materials. So with the performance-based admissions, or PBA, you fill out the FAST app, and then you can enroll in one or two performance-based pathway courses. You need to get a B or better in both of those courses and submit your official undergraduate transcript. Once you've done all of that, you can continue into the full degree program the next available term. So for example, if you are starting spring 2025 and you take two performance-based admissions classes or pathway classes as we call them, in your spring semester, you can transition into the full degree program as early as summer 2025. If you take one performance-based class in spring, then you would take your second in the summer and then transition into the full degree program fall 2025. So it's very flexible in terms of what you have going on with your personal life, your professional life, and how many classes you want to take at a time. If you don't have technical experience, you can still submit the FAST app. I'll talk a little bit more in detail about what the options are for you, but you can still submit your FAST app. So again, to submit your FAST app, you fill out the FAST app on our website, and I will drop that link in the chat here shortly. You can take your two classes. You can either take one at a time or two at a time. You need to get a B or better in both those classes. You remember each semester is 15 weeks, so plan accordingly. You can also talk to Tom, who is the enrollment counselor from the Coursera side, or you can schedule a meeting with us, myself, or with Katie. You can email us and we can walk you through the options. And then the credits that you earn in your pathway classes apply directly to your DAE degree program. So the two classes that you end up taking as part of your pathway program do apply to your full degree program as well. So for spring 2025, our two pathway courses are Foundations for Data Analytics and Engineering and Data Management for Analytics. You can take these both at the same time in the spring, or you can take one at a time. So you would take, if you're taking one at a time, you would take the Foundations for Data Analytics class first, and then in the summer, you would take the Data Management for Analytics. You can also go to that website that we have linked there. So if you want to learn more about the courses, the outlines, excuse me, the course outlines, feel free to do that as well. So if you don't have technical experience, if you don't have a STEM degree, what happens? You can still submit your FAST app. You can still sign up for your one or two performance-based admissions classes. We do have a series of preparatory courses that we've created to help students be successful in the program. So we would just advise that you review the material in those preparatory courses as part of being prepared for your classes in January. If you have more questions about that, feel free to send us an email or a text and we can walk you through the options. We can walk you through which classes you might want to pay a little bit more attention to. But basically we require that you have knowledge of Python programming, fundamentals of probability theory, and then linear algebra. So
Rory, I was just going to say, could you tell us the FAST app experience, why you decided to go a FAST app route, why you chose that?
Yeah, it was great for me. Like after a long gap in my academic journey, it was almost impossible to connect my previous professors and all these things, and like to collect all the materials for traditional admission. It was not possible for me. That's right. I was looking for the courses. I was looking for other universities as well, and I was looking for the Northeastern as well. And I got this path, this PBA path. It was best for me, and immediately I applied for that, and I got that. I'm now a student of this university. I'm proud of this. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah. And that's what we hear a lot from learners. Sorry, projector. I realize I like cut you off there. But that it's just easy. Maybe there's been a gap in experience. Maybe you were in a field that's not related, and the Fast app makes it really easy. You can apply and be enrolling the next day, and starting classes within a few weeks. So I'll let projector go back to talking about the next steps.
No, you're good, Katie. And I will like to point out that the Fast app takes you no more than 15 minutes. It's basically going to ask for your contact info, your whether or not you have a bachelor's degree, and then that's pretty much it. From there, we will create your Northeastern credentials, and then you will get an email saying your credentials are ready. Go ahead and submit your enrollment form to where you select which classes you want to take, whether that's one class or two classes, and then you pay your $3.99 deposit. And that's pretty much it for the application piece of it. So as far as next steps go, our spring deadline is December 15th, so it's about a week and a half away. You would, if you are interested in starting classes in spring, classes start January 6th, and the deadline to enroll is December 15th. If you do have questions, you can email us at engineering-fastapp@northeastern.edu, or you can scan that QR code on the screen to schedule an appointment with Tom, the enrollment counselor. But that is pretty much it. We do have time for questions and answers. I see a few in the chat, but feel free to keep dropping those questions in and we will answer them as they come in.
Yeah. So one that came in that I'll take is there's 8 courses total, and 2 of the 8 are performance-based courses. Or are they separate? Yes, your performance-based courses count towards those 8. So performance-based just means that you have to earn that B or better. The courses themselves count towards the 8 that you need to earn your Master's of Science in Data Analytics Engineering. So it's not 2 plus 8, it's 2 of the 8 are performance-based courses. And so you can take those, like Projecta said, one at a time, or you can take them both the same semester. That really just depends on the learner and what your journey is going to look like. But the performance-based courses count towards your master's degree. Any other questions for us? Perfect. So we have a learner who said they submitted the Fast app and made the deposit payment. However, you're not sure what next steps are. We can follow up on that. So I will take your name down right now, and I will look to see why maybe there's a gap there, and I will follow up with you later today. Is it possible to join research groups while being part of the degree? Unfortunately, it's not. It's not really well, I don't want to say it's not a research-based program, but research in the traditional way of joining a research lab, that's not something that we offer. However, you can talk to faculty about, any projects that they're working on and if they need assistance with those projects. And something we are introducing this spring as a pilot, but we hope for it to continue, is an expo-based course, which means you're doing a project for an employer. And so you're getting to work firsthand on an actual, real world problem that employer is facing. And so we hope you can get extra experience there. Textbooks and additional materials, it really is course specific. If you go to those outlines that Projecta had shared earlier on the website, you can see, what a recommended textbook might look like for each class. I would say about half of the courses have textbooks. If they do, a lot of them you can find either on the online version or borrow from the library. But lots of faculty members use a variety of mediums, so they might not use a textbook. They might have additional videos or podcasts or articles that they're using as well. Marari, would you say that's true, that it kind of depends on the class there?
Exactly, it's true. Yeah.
Okay.
Not all the courses, but some courses they need book and they recommend to buy or to borrow or somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect. What does career planning look like? That's a great question. So you're a Northeastern student, so you have access to the Northeastern Career Center. And so that means a few things. They hold weekly workshops on things such as resumes, LinkedIn, interviewing prep. So you can, be geared up for that. We also bring in speakers. We've done some alumni speakers. We've done some employer speakers, so you can grow your network there. And then Northeastern does have a job board. So you get access to that job board if you're looking for postgraduate plans or non-credit internships. You can use that job board. You can also make one-on-one appointments with the Career Center if you want to talk about your personal plan there. So a lot of resources to support your career journey there. What if a student doesn't pass an exam? Do they need to repeat their entire course? This would depend on the exam and the course. So an exam is a certain part of a grade in a course, right? So if it was a midterm exam, for example, and maybe you didn't earn a passing grade on the midterm and it was 20% of your grade, then we might have to talk about, retaking the course. But if it was a quiz that was 5% of your grade and maybe you just didn't score as well, then no, you wouldn't have to retake. So it really just depends on the course, and the syllabus for every course in the beginning outlines what the exams look like, what percent of the grade they are, and then if they're timed or proctored or what that looks like. And of course, if you're someone that needs an accommodation for an exam, so you have a documented disability, we can work with the Disability Resource and Access Center to get you that accommodation so you're successful on your exams. Perfect. What is the typical weight of a final exam and projects of a course? Again, it's course specific. I would say a midterm or a final is probably 15 to 20% of your grade. A project is again about probably 20 to 25% of your grade if it's a final project. But some courses do much smaller projects where there's like 4 projects all at 15%. So it really just depends, but all of that when you start a course. And if it is a larger project, it's usually something you're working on the whole semester. So there's lots of milestones that you're checking in with the TAs or with your group members or with the faculty. Um, We do have multiple campuses, so I'm not sure who's sharing that, but we do have multiple campuses in the US and abroad. And so if you're an online learner, but you reside by another campus, you can get a Husky ID card and you can go use that campus. So I'll give the example. I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina. If you're a student who's in Charlotte, North Carolina, you can come to the Charlotte campus and you can come study in the beautiful study spaces. So that is an option depending where you live. And graduates of the program, that's a great question. So this program just launched in January of 2024. So we will have our first graduating class of online MSDAE learners in May of 2025. So I don't have that graduating numbers yet because we haven't seen a graduating class. But if you have more specifics on what retention or graduation looks like, feel free to ask that question differently and I'm happy to answer it. But yay, graduating class in May. So.
I can take.
Projected, do you want
Yeah,
to talk
I
the
can take this
scholarship one?
question. So there is currently a 10% scholarship that is going on for anyone that applies for the DAE program and submits their FAFSA and submits their $399 deposit. That scholarship is good until December 15th, which is our deadline to apply, and it will be 10% off of your off of your spring courses. So whether that's one class that you take for spring 2025 or 2 classes for spring 2025, you will get 10% off of those classes. And then if you do have questions, feel free to reach out to us. As Katie said, we do have other, like we do have payment plans and things like that. So if funding is not necessarily a question, but something of concern, feel free to reach out to us. We can definitely work with you to see what Northeastern can offer for you. Can I take more than 2 classes per semester? So at this moment, no, you can only take 2 classes. You can either take 1 at a time or 2 at a time. And as Katie mentioned earlier, if you were to take 2 classes at a time, you would graduate in 16 months. And if you were to take 1 class at a time, you would graduate in 32 months, which is 8 terms.
Well, we appreciate your time today. We hope, we'll see you joining our program, and just wanted to give a shout out to Marari for sharing your student experience and taking your time with us because we know you're busy working on your master's degree. So thank you for being with us today.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you.
Have a great afternoon, everyone.